Đi tu.
We can start and get.
Right. Thank you. Microphone. Get rid of
I don't know if any of the Cambodians or Indians have anything they want. They want to sit down.
It's such a pleasure to see Achaan and also Sarah and Jonathan in real life for once. So I think there's Lopa here, but then I realize is anything happens by condition, Achaan. So thank you to everybody as well for making this happen, especially the Vietnamese Foundation and then the team. It's very nice to see you again. Familiar faces. So coming back to my question, there was this one time I listened to Achaan. I think it was past quite some time, a few years back. You were talking about the 5 khandas. So at this moment, realizing the 5 khandas. But then again, you said that the 5 khandas could not happen at the same time, at the same moment, one at a time. And then the conversation ended. I couldn't figure out which one comes first from the 5 khandas at moment of seeing, for example. I have a guess because I've been thinking about it over and over, but I do not want to guess. I just want to be confirmed or clarified by Achaan about the moment of this moment and the 5 khandas.
So when we talk about the 5 khandas, we're talking about various namadharmas and rupa dharmas. So if we're talking about this moment of seeing, we know that the visible object rupa has to have arisen, and the eye sense has to have arisen. So each reality is a khanda. Visible object is a rupa khanda, eye sense is a rupa khanda, and they must have arisen already in order for the seeing consciousness and the cetasikas, or the nama khandas, to arise, to see what is visible. The citta and cetasikas always arise together, fall away together. And the rupa that is experienced always has to have arisen already in order for the seeing to see it. It has to have impinged on the eye sense, and the adverting consciousness has to have adverted to that visible object before seeing consciousness can see it. Each rupa lasts as long as 17 cittas. So the visible object has already arisen, and it is experienced by all the cittas in that idle process. And the rupa falls away, no more cittas experience it. Sometimes there's confusion about the khandas. The khandas just refer to each conditioned reality. Each reality arises and is impermanent. Therefore, it is khanda. Does that answer it or not quite?
Yes, it does. It really does. I had
at a moment of seeing,
there are conditioned realities from each of the 5 khandhas present,
Yes.
but they don't all arise at the same time.
Yes, the rupa arise first. Yes. Thank you.
One exception when the rupa doesn't arise first. Do you know what the exception is?
Yes, the Padesanthichita.
At Patisandhi, at birth, at the moment of birth, karma conditions 3 groups of rupas, and the Patisandhi Chitta all arise at the same moment, conditioned by the same karma. But at every other moment in life, the rupa has to have arisen before the Chitta and Chaitasikas.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It confirms.
Just one word. Khanda. What is it?
Khanda.
ได้ยินไหมคะใช้ได้ไหม Let's talk about just one word at a time, about one reality at a time, to understand the nature of what's meant by reality. It's real, it's there, but it cannot be anything else. So khanda is anything which has arisen by conditions. No matter what is there, it has arisen unknowingly. It doesn't matter at all, because now each khanda arises in false way so rapidly. How many moments of seeing right now? And how many moments of that which is seen? How many unit or whatever it is? So very little. Rupa. That's why it's beyond anyone's expectation to understand, to realize, to be vipassana moment instantly, but letting go the idea of self from out of that which is now appearing. See what is there? Just hardness, right?
My daughter.
No one can deny. It is hard. It's experience, and hardness cannot experience. So hardness cannot be that which experience hardness. Different khanda. No matter what is there, it's different by the reality which experience the object and the reality which cannot experience anything at all. 2 different kinds of whatever arises. The experiences is nama khanda, and the rupa, that which arises but cannot experience the object. It's the beginning to be true to the truth of no one, or not anything at all. It's just not the word to be remembered, but the truth is that it's beyond imagination. Because what is seen is taken for something and someone all the time, not just only in this life. How many lives, years and years, and on, even right now, hearing about that which is seen beyond imagination. But it's so true. That's why the truth is the truth. The reality which arises but cannot experience anything. We use the word for it as rupa khanda, no matter what. Who knows how many kinds of rupa khanda? How many kinds? Number, right? But what appears in life? 28? Not. That's why even just that which appears not known as it is. No thought about the other, which does not appear at all. But there can be learning about the truth of it. It's different from that which appears. That's why no doubt about rupa khanda. Is there any doubt about Rupa Khanda? Whatever arises falls away instantly, unknowingly. So what about just one moment in split seconds? Beyond imagination at all. But it's so true. Be true to the truth in order to realize the truth, little by little, stage by stage, different degrees of understanding the truth. Hearing, considering, learning to understand. The truth is hidden for how long? About it, there's no one, there's no anything at all. At all. But be true to the truth of one reality at a time. Hardness cannot be seen. Can you see hardness? See, no one can see hardness. What is seen is hard or not. Really? It cannot be remembered. Something hard on the table is hard. See, the idea of what is there, which is not true, not real, just thinking about it. That's why we learn about one reality at a time to understand that it cannot be any other reality at all. Hardness cannot be sound, right? It cannot be sight, it cannot be taste at all. That's why Dhamma is whatever is real. And Dhamma which arises and falls away is not permanent. So it's the present and the future, far or near, depending on the details. But it doesn't matter as long as there can be the fundamental understanding of the truth. So what is there taken for someone in the Rupa? What is there taken for a chair? Hardness, just Rupa. That's why from now on, understand the truth, but not by thinking only, but at moment of touching. Is it thinking? Learn to understand different moments by different conditions. So namas arises and falls away too. So all kinds of nama which arise and falls away is khanda, present, past, present, and future. And rupa is also khanda, not permanent at all. Where were all of you? Not in the room a while ago, an hour ago. No, not at all. It's only in memory. So is memory a reality?
Yes.
Nama arupa?
No.
See, but the memory, what is it? Nama. See, someone say all the time, ask about anything, anama, anama, anama. But what is memory?
It marks and
It's
remember.
real. It arises with each moment of citta arising. So we learn to understand the difference between each reality. There are many, many kinds of nama, but there are two kinds. One, experience the object as the chief of experiencing, citta, just one characteristic. And the other does not experience the object as citta so clearly as citta, and is not the chief of experiencing. So when we say the chief or indriya, sometimes we heard the term indriya, manindriya, another word for citta, that which experiences the object. Because if there is no citta arising at all, there's no world. Nothing appears. So citta arises and experiences the object each moment unknowingly. because only the object which is experienced is known. Is it true? The truth is a truth, no matter for anyone, any age. After hearing, considering, there can be truth through the truth, moment of understanding. That's why it's begin to understand the truth as no one and no self. Imagine just one moment conditioned to arise and fall away, no matter who knows or not, it's known or not, but it's the truth of it. Nothing is permanent. That's it, little by little, letting go wrong understanding and the idea of self. Just few moments only, comparing to many moments of life as someone or something, from birth to birth, from life to life. So now, no question about Dhamma, Nama Dhamma, and Rupa Dhamma. Is there any question about Nama Dhamma, Rupa Dhamma?
What is nama and what is rupa?
I don't really know.
Is seeing now nama or is it rupa?
Rupa.
So
Oh, it's
the dhammas that experience an object, and this is also for our newcomer friends, the realities that experience an object, like seeing experiences what is visible, hearing experiences sound, liking experiences an object, disliking experiences an object. The realities that experience an object are called namas. Yeah. It's easier, so I don't have to tell you. You can, yeah. Yes. So there are two kinds of realities. Those realities that experience an object, like seeing or hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, or thinking. We discussed thinking quite a lot this afternoon. All those realities that experience an object are namas. And those realities that don't experience anything, like what is seen, the color, the visible object that is seen, sound that's heard, taste that's tasted, these are called rupas. So in life, there are just dhammas, which are namas, experiencing an object, and dhammas, realities that don't experience anything, and these are rupas.
Guilty because I feel a little bit guilty because you look at me and you explain because I don't understand the word nama and sita and things. So I think I take the time from people here have good question. So I'm just
Actually, there
my
are
first time, so I just listen.
yes, there are many newcomers, not just you. So what we're discussing, like for Tana, it's also basic for everyone. So it's helpful for everyone. So no, nothing.
She understand barely, right? She understand.
When we just asked her if seeing is nama or rupa, not sure at all. So
Yeah, so I don't understand what is rupa.
so rupa is the kind of reality that doesn't experience anything, like sound that is heard now. Does sound experience anything?
I don't know the answer.
It's what is heard. Can what is heard experience, or it's just that which is heard?
Yeah, it's just what we heard.
Just what is heard. So that's why it's rupa. But hearing experiences the sound. So it's different. Hearing is different from the sound. So hearing is nama because it experiences, and sound doesn't experience, so it's rupa. That was all. That was the point. Yeah. Okay.
Why hearing is nama?
Why you ask me?
Why hearing is nama, dhamma? Because the nama and rupa is not less than one, not the word to be remembered. What experience the object is different from that which cannot experience the object. Hardness is not that which experiences hardness. When there's no experiencing, no way to know whether this is hard, is seen. But now at moment of touching, hardness is not that which touch. Two kinds of realities. Touching, touch, but the hardness does not touch, but it is touched. Different. So why hearing is nama?
Nama is your nama.
Excuse me. Is nama is hearing real?
It's real.
Is real. How does one know that it's real?
Come to the ear.
It hears. Can the ear hear?
Yes.
The ear. So now hearing all the time because the ear is here all the time. Again and again. Is there hardness now?
Can you ask someone else?
Just hardness is there. Do you know what is hard and what hardness is? It's there hard
This
for
one is
sure.
hard.
Just at moment of touching.
Yes. You only know it's hard or soft when
No,
you
no,
touch
we
it.
don't talk about knowing. Hardness is there. Just thinking that it's hard. But when it's not touched, can anyone know how hard it is? Whether it's hard like this, or like this, or like this, or like this. Are we talking about life?
Yes.
Are we talking about everyday life?
Yes.
Are we now talking about now?
Hardness.
Touching
Touching.
now, hardness now, see? So we talk about what is real to understand the ultimate truth. What is real cannot be sweet, cannot hear anything, but it's real. So in Pali term, it's a Dhamma, because the word real in Thai is not Dhamma, but the Buddha used the term Dhamma for whatever is real. So is hardness real? Is it Dhamma?
Yes.
Okay. Can it hear?
Yes.
Yeah. Can
Hearing,
hardness-
hearing is an experience, right? Is an experiencing. Yeah. Sound is not an experiencing. Right? Sound is what is experienced, the object of the hearing. That's also, they are different kinds of, they're both real, but they're different kinds of reality. So we don't have to know the names Nama and Rupa actually, because what is important is to understand that these are two different kinds of reality. So experiencing something through the body sense is a kind of experiencing.
Yes.
What is experienced is, in this case, hardness or softness, or if we touch something hot, it's heat or cold. And the hardness or softness is not an experiencing. It can't experience anything, but it can be the object of experiencing, right? So when there's contact between the body sense and something hard, then there's the experiencing of the hardness. Or if there's the contact between the body sense and as at the fingertips and the hot cup, there's the experiencing of heat. Right? So these are the realities. So hot cup is not a reality as such, but the heat is the reality. And the experiencing of the heat through the body sense is also real, but a different kind of reality from the heat. Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Well done.
So two kinds of realities, those that experience an object and those that don't experience anything, like the heat or the hardness. That's all.
Okay.
And
got
we
it.
learn that this is what there is in life, just those realities that experience and those realities that don't experience anything.
I got it.
And we learn about these realities to consider whether there really is a I or a self, or whether they're just moments of experiencing, like the touching and those realities that are touched, hardness. Can hardness that is touched be someone or something, or is it just hardness that is touched? The experiencing, the touching, or the hearing, can it be someone touching or hearing, or are they just moments of hearing and touching? These are the points to consider.
Thank you.
So now it's not time to hear only, not to remember only, but to study what is there, little by little, not to be forgotten. Is hardness you?
Sorry.
Is hardness you?
It's hard to use.
You.
We
Is
said it's hardness
Yes, you.
touched. Is hardness, is it you? Is it Eve? Is it someone? Or is it just hardness that is touched?
No, it's just hardness.
It's just hardness. No, not you.
Yes.
It's not Jonathan. It's not Sarah. It's just hardness. Yes.
hardness here and hardness here? Are they different?
No. Yes.
They can be different by degree of hardness or softness, so different by detail, but
Yeah,
the
different objects.
the
It's
actual
not-
characteristic, the essence is the same, whether it's harder or softer, or like temperature. Temperature is the object of the, is experienced, whether it's hot or cold, it's still just temperature. So in that respect,
Different but same kind of reality.
Yes.
And if I can share a little bit, because I feel how you feel as a newcomer, because I used to go through that kind of the process and frustration as well, sitting at the hot seat at the first day. I know it is uneasy, and I can feel you really. Can I have your name, please?
My name is Song Mai.
Songman. Okay, man, I think it's yeah, when you feel that, okay, you seem to take of some people time or waste time of others. It's not at all. Okay, we are new. We learn a new thing every day, because the wisdom of Buddha is like the ocean, and what we know is just a small piece of sand, in the middle of the ocean, right? But perhaps it it helped you to reflect a little bit of what the question that you asked from the beginning. It's helpful for every one of us so much because people has gone through pressure, problem, in our day-to-day life. Okay, it's not only you, every one of us are facing the same. The useful lesson that Achaan has shared with us, she start by asking you that, if we want to solve the problem, first we need to understand what the problem is. Second, we need to know where is the problem. And you rightly answer that question because we worry about our family. We worry about someone that we, clinging of, we thinking of, we, worry about. And you answer the second question that, okay, where is the problem? It's in our mind, right? So mind is the source of the problem, right? It's reality that Achaan tried to explain. The same way that Sarah have shared with us, that the problem that we are facing is the clinging, the attachment, the expectation. Those are the source of the problem that we are facing. And Jonathan, asked about the arahata, whether arahata have all of this, attachment, clinging or not, right? So clearly the arahata does not have all of but the problem that arahata may have, because arahata still receive the appreciation. Arahata still hear the voice, unpleasant voice from someone else, criticism, okay, Pali call ninta. But the fact that, the arahata have developed the understanding, they take as the reality of, arising and falling away. That the problem, the issue that can clear or detach the worry, the frustration of the arahata and someone who understands the dharma. And Achaan and John have provided the final conclusion that it is the forum as such today that we come and hear the words of Buddha from someone else, and the forum that we can have the discussion and question each other so that we be enlightened of the problem. That perhaps it's not perhaps, it's a real way of developing the understanding panya. So when people have panya, people will treat that problem as a problem. Yeah. So I think it's I just want to share a small piece for your reflection, because I used to go through that process myself so much. So because when you sit here, perhaps you think that so much information to digest, at one spot, feel worry, feel confusion, those that arise. But I think it's when you go back and have the reflection, I think it's a forum as such is the forum that can help develop panya and understanding. Yeah. Thank you.
I just want to say thanks to you. I just want to say thanks to you. I used to be like you before. I feel very guilty and take time for other, but every question that you ask ท่านอาจารย์ or คุณซาร่า or คุณโจนาธาน or every answer that you answer ท่านอาจารย์ คุณซาร่า or โจนาธาน it's very helpful and very useful for everyone.
Even the wrong one?
No, everyone should answer. Everyone used to answer the wrong way before, but every answer that you ask ท่านอาจารย์ or you answer ท่านอาจารย์ or every question that you ask ท่านอาจารย์ it makes everyone a little confirm that okay, we understand correctly. Okay, please ask or please answer ท่านอาจารย์ is helpful for me and everyone. I used to be like you before. Thank you.
And I have one tidbit here, is that with eons of ignorance accumulated, if it appears that people got here first to understand more, maybe it's just a hair's breadth apart, if at that, considering eons of ignorance to be eradicated.
Enjoy the hot spot. Please, ask more questions. No, I'm
Okay.
Many of us also. Not only you.
Okay, I will ask one question. This is a small question. Like we say, this is bottle, this is glass, but actually it is no one. That is anatta, it is rupa. So it is like we are telling ourselves it is not rupa because we are convinced that it is bottle, it is mic and all that. And again, same thought will come that depending on the characteristic of appearance. So when we are telling in the first round that it is not there, means we are lying to ourselves. Is it like that?
What is not there?
The bottle is not there.
The bottle is not there, but something is there.
Yeah, something
What is
is
it?
there. Glass or what? Yeah, glass, we can say glass bottle.
No.
No.
What is
Hardness.
there seen?
Seeing is
Only.
there. Yeah.
What is seen only there?
Yeah.
Any around things,
Yeah.
someone or something, only
Yeah.
that which is seen.
Yeah.
So no bottle.
Yeah.
We know that whenever there is visible object, there is also solidity associated with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the knowledge. So there's an assumption.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no need to deny that that's a bottle.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
No, but
the
I'm
reality of the
suppose there is a
situation,
pleasant object. A very good looking car is there somewhere. And I want that car very badly. So then you are telling me it is not car, it is rupa. Correct. But I see, I can drive it, I can enjoy the car. So I know it is a nice car and I want it. Right. I know it is ignorance, but that level is not there. No, still. I'm just telling myself it is ignorance. But I actually, if you ask me, I know it is car and it is an enjoyable thing. Right. Yeah.
I and you and me. Everyone. Is there flower in the picture?
Yeah.
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 Is it?
Yeah.
The flower in the picture.
Answer.
Actually, it is
Touch
there.
it.
Huh?
Is it a flower?
No. Yeah, we can't.
Is it seen a flower?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Not the
Like,
truth.
yeah.
What is it?
But I understood what we are doing. So we are trying to tell ourselves that it is actually not there because it's actually not there, but it.
Ultimate truth of one moment. Only.
Yeah.
Just a speck of light. Can it be flower of water of glass?
No.
So no glass.
Correct. Yeah.
Which is seen at all.
Yeah. But in daily life, very difficult.
why do you feel the need to tell yourself it's not there? Because if you want to have a drink, you'll pour some water from the bottle and drink it.
Yeah.
So what's the point of telling yourself?
No, but
it's
when
not
there is a pleasant object and there is obsession towards that object, then one has to understand that it is not there. It's only rupa, right?
That doesn't help the attachment.
That
That's
doesn't
not
help.
the way of dealing with attachment. No.
No. That's not the first round.
No. Not
But
at
then
all.
we keep on
Not at
repeating,
all.
no, it is only rupa, there is no cup.
No, what is experienced is just visible object is the point.
Yeah.
But of course, when because of what is experienced through the eye door, there is the idea of table and
Correct.
objects.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
But it's not to say, because we know from experience in life that if that bottle is touched, it'll be hard.
Yeah.
But that's not the same as a belief in the bottle having some absolute reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but if Achaan keeps bringing us back to the present moment, which is the reality of the present moment is experiencing visible object and sound and thinking about what has been experienced, making concepts of what is being experienced.
But it
That's
looks
all.
so real, that moment, that
It looks so real, but if there's no thinking about the beautiful car, is there a beautiful car? Like the point earlier, if there's no thinking about the family, is there a family? If there's no thinking about your house, is there a house? There's a story about my family and the problems and the conflicts
correct,
and the difficulties. It's just thinking about what has been seen, what has been heard, what has been touched countless times, like at night time when waking up. Oh, that was a dream about my family, my house. It wasn't real. It's just the same now, except that there are sensed or processes in between. It's just daydreaming about my family, my son, wife, my work, my colleagues. But actually what is seen now is just color, just visible object. What is heard now is just sound. So we live in the world of thinking about different ideas, different stories about what's been seen, what's been heard. And of course, each visible object is different. So Sanya marks memory, remembers what's been seen countless times. So there comes to be the idea of this is Jonathan, this is Eve, different, even though it's just visible object, but different visible objects, different sounds, different tangible objects.
Because that level of understanding is not there. One
But-
has to understand intellectually.
So there's just the beginning of considering. It's beginning of considering. It doesn't mean don't think about the beautiful car or don't think about the bottle of water and pour a drink. Life goes on as normal. A little more understanding, beginning with understanding those realities that experience an object and those realities that don't experience anything. What is heard now is just sound. But this thinking about the sounds, thinking about the words, thinking about the meanings, thinking about the story.
But knowing that this is a cup and this is a saucer cannot be dreaming, because everyone experiences, perceives it in the same way. So it's not something that's purely imagined.
Rupas are dhammas, they're real, arising and falling away. So the gist of it is separating rupa dhamma reality from concept, beautiful car.
Because that moment, even you take about money, it is just a paper. Rupa Dhamma, okay. But if it is not there, then there's so much of insecurity, fear, story, concepts, pannati, and it is so much painful, right?
Just because the whole world doesn't understand, it's only hardness touched, only sound heard, doesn't mean it's not true. As the Buddha said, whether or not there's any understanding at all, what is true is there are only the khandhas arising and falling away in truth. So a time will come when there's no understanding at all, impossible to hear the teachings, but still the truth is the truth.
So
Seeing
I'm
just
not
see what
challenging
is
Buddha's
visible.
truth. I'm saying at this level, there is, but I got the point, what Eve said and what you're saying. But at this level, for a normal human being, it is very difficult to understand that it is not it is not a beautiful car.
So it's there also thinking.
Yes, very
It's
good.
not just seeing
Yes.
and thinking things about whatever is seen, heard, and so on. But it's not you. The truth is that it's no one. Thinking is thinking. It's just a moment of a reality
Yeah.
which arises, but it does not experience the seeing, the object which is seen or heard at all. But it's
Yeah. Create stories, concepts.
and taking it for my banknote.
My Bangalore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my banknote.
My banknote. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it real?
It's not real. Yeah.
Beginning to understand the ultimate truth.
Yeah.
My cup of tea, Jonathan's cup of tea. But actually, is there a cup of tea?
Yeah.
May I add? I think I invite any level of understanding can't see the reality right there, because as I always ask Sarah and Achaan, what we experience is always by nimitta. The word nimitta means, like you said, it's a bottle there. That's from my understanding. So we will never be able to see that one speck of visible object right in front of us. It's always by way of nimitta.
Yeah. Even Arahant will see that. Yeah.
Yeah. His question is even Arahat also see by way of nimitta.
Nimitta, he can't see that it
Because
is
the
Rupa.
visible object, at the moment of seeing a visible object, it's just a speck in the idle process, but countless moments of visible object appear before the nimitta of visible object is understood, the characteristic can be known.
Don't try to see that speck. It's impossible.
The differences for the one who see the banknote
Yeah.
and the one who see the banknote. Yeah, it depends on understanding or ignorance to understand the ultimate truth.
Yes.
That at that moment, it's not I, it's not the banknote, it's not my banknotes, but thinking can think a lot about it. And thinking is not I either. The truth is that all are dhammas, nama dhamma, rupa dhamma, that's all. So it's still your house.
Yes, I
But in
understand.
truth, no you, no house, only nama dhamma and rupa dhamma.
Seems to me the person with understanding can still think of my banknote because they are living life normally like you and me, and they see the world in terms of people and things. The underlying understanding is different, but the perception of the world at the conventional level is the same.
Life goes on as usual. You select your smart car and you drive away in it, but no misunderstanding that in reality there is a car or I am driving, just different dhammas. So the outer appearance, the conventional world is no different, just the understanding of the realities involved.
And understanding the truth is more valuable than nice car or banknote.
Yeah, and just one last comment. The problem is, I am totally convinced what happens, no? The problem is forgetfulness. Now, after Dhamma discussion, I go to my room. I get a call from my staff that I can't join the training tomorrow. I had already told them you have to join. So then suddenly there is so much of anger. What is then stories? What is this? People are not responsible. They cannot keep their word. They are giving nonsense reasons. What is this? Now I'm here. How can I control them? They are not picking up my calls. So constantly there is so much of story, agitation, irritation, and all that. And then there is a moment, huh? I was on phone, so yeah. So he just closed the door and went. Okay, you shout, but I don't want to hear shouting. So no, the problem is the forgetfulness, because the moment you go, and then there was a little bit understanding. Okay, I am getting agitated. There is there is agitation, there is irritation, and then there was a little bit of pause, and again the same story came up. So this is everybody's experience, right? Because what we call as nimitta or Maya, we say in Hindi, means the reality doesn't appear as it is. Because of forgetfulness, the same stories, the same thing comes up. And then there is again one more story that this is so painful. Why so many layers of stories? So there is a conceptual proliferation there. So just want to share that key. Yeah.
And there's also aversion. Yeah, that because there's different ways of reacting to good and bad news. We can hear bad news, but not respond with anger, for example. Yeah.
And Sally, at those moments of responding with anger, Sanya Vipalasa, at those moments, Akusala, forgetting to use the microphone when discussing Dharma, we cannot say it depends on the chitta at the moment. There may be understanding at the moment. So it's not that conventional kind of forgetfulness, but when it's anger, when Akusala is there, that is the Vipalasa, the wrong memory. Yes. The forgetfulness about to be wholesome at that moment.
Can I have a question as you mentioned about more? My question arises when you discuss about something more like easy for me to understand. For example, like banknote, car. So my question is, can you help guide me to in the process of making decision to choose, for example, career, like and making decision to help me to understand Dhamma, understand Buddha teaching better.
So all Adamas. All Adamas, right or wrong? All. Whatever is real is Adama. Is it true?
Yes.
No doubt. This is Dhamma, this is Dhamma. Everything is Dhamma. Making decision is also Adama. That's why we learn more what Adamas, not only Chitta, also any moment in life is attachment Dhamma.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Not you. From now on, Dhamma is Dhamma.
Did I hear you mention career?
Yes.
Yeah, so your question is how to choose between career and studying Dhamma, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it necessary to choose one or the other? Do you think any people here don't have careers?
No. I mean, which career, or for example, I'm quite like no, for example, there's many now I am doing something,
right,
and many other option.
So you mean choice of career?
Yeah, choice of career to come to me.
Yes.
So, and I wonder which one
Right.
will be a good career.
Right. And you're wondering how the Dhamma can help you
Yes.
choose.
For example, I take a very specific example because I'm very obey child to my parent. For example, my dad, he will never agree if I do something bad. For example, I'm sorry if any here like open a restaurant, so he will think that you need to kill a lot of animal, so he will not agree. So for example, like that.
This is common problem, sort of problem people have all the time. Not that specific one, but wondering whether to comply with parents or to do something that one really wants to do, that sort of thing. But how can the Dhamma help to make that decision? Is it a Dhamma question, or is it just a life question?
It's a life question, but as we want to study Dhamma, I think we need to make a better choice. So will provide us better time, opportunity
to join in discussion like
yes.
What about if there is a little more understanding? Like we just talked about how now at a moment of seeing, it is a Dhamma that experiences, not I that sees. At a moment of hearing, it's a Dhamma that hears. Hearing hears, not I hear. When Achaan asked if attachment is my attachment, you agreed it's just a Dhamma, attachment, not my attachment. Decision is a Dhamma. Is it my decision? Is it I that makes a decision? Or are there just moments of thinking? Like one moment there may be thinking to turn left, a few moments later, thinking to turn right. It seems I have to make a big decision whether to turn left or right. But actually, thinking thinks and conditions other dhammas to go this way or that way. Thinking about which food to eat at lunchtime, it seems I am making the decision whether to have the fish or whether to have the pork. But actually, it's just a moment of thinking which conditions different moments of reaching out and taking different kinds of food. So we get very stressed and disturbed thinking I need to make this decision, but it's just a moment of thinking and then gone. Tomorrow it may be the opposite, or we may think, yes, I'm going to make a trip and come to Hanoi, and then the flight is cancelled or anything can happen. So that it's just moments of thinking. So the whole of the Dharma is for letting go of the idea of I that thinks, I that makes decisions, I that have problems, I that see, I that hear, to understand there are just these different dhammas, nama dhammas and rupa dhammas arising and falling away by conditions. No one to make choices, no one to do anything. The thinking will arise, the decision will be made, not I that has to do anything. So letting go of the idea of I that's so strong means we live a little more easily in life, not thinking I have to make these choices, because who knows what will happen. You came in and there was thinking and a choice to sit in the back, and the next thing you're sitting here, all by different conditions, not by I choosing.
And in addition to that, how do we know that this choice will lead to that outcome and the other choice will lead to, so how do we know what the outcome is going to be of the choice in terms of, for example, opportunity to hear the Dhamma? There's no way of knowing whether the colleagues will be kindly interested in Dhamma for themselves, or whether they'll, we think we have an idea that we can influence the opportunities to hear Dhamma, but really the opportunity to hear the true Dhamma depends on deeds done in the past, kusala kamma in the past. So we can have confidence that if there's the interest, there'll be, it'll find a way to have the opportunity if there's the interest. It doesn't depend on whether we work short hours or long hours, for example, or whether we have a job that's close to home or far away from home, or this kind of work or that kind of work.
We live in a different country and never meet Achaan or any of the friends. When I first started listening on old cassettes to Achaan, I was living in the other side of the world, and there was no Zooms and no meetings, but it didn't bother me at all because I had books and I could listen to cassettes. And so if there's interest, the understanding develops. We don't have to think about this job as an obstacle at all.
No, I don't think the job is the obstacle. When you talk about letting go, so I think you're talking about karma, like whatever happened will happen. And I think, of course, karma or whatever happened to anyone is a result somehow from their past life, but still each person could have their decision, like I'm 50%, or I think, yeah.
What I can say is this: by associating with good, wise friends, listening to the Dhamma, discussing it, and so on, this can condition more wholesomeness, and that you can trust that the right, appropriate livelihood to your accumulations and abilities will be there. And what I find is, regardless of conditions, even if it's very loud or very hot, uncomfortable, just listen to the Dhamma whenever I can, or grab a book and read it. Just do that instead of waiting for ideal conditions, and then just letting it happen naturally.
Oh, I will try my best, but I still, if I have chance like this to meet Achaan, Sarah, and John, as I can see, you are wise, very wise person, and I'm so lucky to meet you by through this discussion. So I just raised the question, somehow helped me to be more confident in making decision.
And there are many, many different conditions. Karma is one condition. So seeing now, hearing now the results of karma, but the habits, the tendencies, the thinking wisely, the thinking, these are not the result of karma. These are different habits and accumulations that have been building up for a very, very long time, lifetime after lifetime. So understanding about dharmas is for letting go of the idea of I that make decisions. I must do this, I must do that. So understand more about dharmas. Thinking is thinking, whatever it's about, whether it's a beautiful car or about career choice, is just thinking. Understand about the Dharma, and then one knows it's not I that makes a decision, just the thinking depending on conditions at any moment.
And that will lead to the future karma in my future life.
Kusala deeds, the understanding, the kindness, the generosity brings its results. The unkind speech and deeds brings its results. So we actually discussed in the session today. So in fact, the karma is a mental factor. Will to do, will to act. And there is this mental factor at every moment in life. But when it is strong, wholesome or unwholesome, will to do, will to act, that is strong enough in the case of unwholesome karma that it conditions killing or stealing, bad deeds, it will bring results later. The understanding is a very wholesome state, and understanding can bring its own good results, and it accumulates. It leads to more understanding. Kindness leads to more kindness, more good deeds, which brings its results. But the point of understanding what is wholesome and what is unwholesome is to see the value in developing wholesomeness and the danger in unwholesomeness. Not for me, not my wholesomeness, not my unwholesome.
Specifically, the product of understanding as karma is the opportunity to hear the Dhamma in a future life. So the more understanding developed in the more the opportunity to hear the Dhamma, and people who have good understanding in another life.
I have a question. My great privilege and opportunity to meet Achaan and Sarah, Jonathan, and everyone in person after a number of sessions through a Zoom meeting. I have two questions actually, but the first, because my first question is about I would say the conventional problem that we as human beings we face nowadays. Like, it's really pretty easy for us to accept what, for example, to get what we want. For example, a promotion, a lot of money, new cars. But the problem arises when we cannot get what we want. Yeah, not new car, no money. So here I have a question, because actually I think that it would be best if we can, I mean, even though we have problem, but we still manage to act not act, but feel normally. Is there any conditions that can make that happen? Because actually, that's what I mentioned. It's like it's easy to get the thing that we want, but in a contrast, we say that, oh, I had a problem because getting what we don't want. Yeah. For example, family members lost, yeah, so suffering. So again, is there any condition, yeah, to, because I heard that like Arhat, even though he or she get what they want, it's still the same. Even though Kosala or Akusala, still the same, right? The same acceptance. Yeah. So I think that it would be best if we made the Akusala
Gain and also praise and blame. It's the
yes,
same.
the
Yeah.
same.
Whereas for
Is
us,
there any condition that
so
can that happen for our normal life? And I think that would be the best medicine. Yes, because I think that it's good when that happen. Yes. I hope you understand my question.
Yes, I do. I do. And I think your question can also be put this way. Is there any way we can react with more kusala rather than agusala?
Even those in
yeah.
Yeah.
And if we put it that way, then we can see that it's not a question about developing understanding of the true nature of a present moment reality. It's more to do, more akin to those who want to develop calmness. That is to high levels, so that there's more kusala in their day and less agusala. But that leads to at the highest level to jhana, right? And then jhana leads to rebirth in some exclusive high planes, but no access to the teaching. So we have to be firm in our appreciation that it's the understanding of the reality of the present moment that is most important, rather than how much kusala or akusala we have in a day. Of course, everyone would like to not to have the disappointment and to get upset or angry or agitated if things don't go our way, or to grieve the loss of dear ones who passed away. But that is not the aim of developing the path. That is, each one of us is going to be different in those respects according to our accumulated tendencies. And only those who have reached very high levels of understanding are going to be beyond those kind of reactions. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you very much.
In one of the discussions, I think it was yesterday, we talked about how everyone knows that when there is painful bodily feeling, when there is loss, when there is an unpleasant feeling, when we're sad, when we grieve, that it's dukkha, it's not fun, it's unsatisfactory. But what about when we get just what we want, when we have the new car, when everything is going the way we like, and our boss is kind to us and everyone cooperates? Doesn't last. So it's also dukkha.
The discussion this afternoon, Achaan mentioned about ananda. There's no I, there's no I, there's no family. So I think that is the really right reason to consider, because actually if there's no I, there's no family, there's nothing. It's just experience, it's just nama, rupa. And I think it is one of way to consider in order to eradicate suffering as well. Because as long as we understand the ultimate truth that everything is anatta, we can in the right path to eradicate ignorance.
What would you like to be?
Right now, I think you mean
Be truthful to the
because actually yeah, I think right now the happiness within the family is the thing that we want.
If it is as you wish, but no understanding of the truth at all, would you like to be?
No, I don't want to. Yes, because I totally understand that everything arise and fall away. It's just the memory that lasts. As you mentioned this afternoon, like nothing lasts. So there is there's no family, nothing. It's just an experience, just a rupa, and that's it in life.
What about it happens to lose everything, but there is the understanding of that moment.
That will be
much
perfect.
better.
Yes, much better.
No matter in what situation.
But at the same time, I understand that understanding can happen with conditions. So I keep asking.
Even you have everything, you can be unhappy.
Yes,
by
that's
conditions.
Correct. That's correct.
So the best thing is understand the truth.
Yes.
Because the truth can be understood, can be realized. But it's so very deep and very subtle, and it has to be true to the truth from now on.
That's right.
So what is real?
What is real? Like hearing, seeing.
This moment.
This moment, yes.
But what is this moment? See, from moment to moment, there can be a little more understanding of the way it is. It's conditioned to arise, not at anyone's will at all.
Yes, of course.
Right?
Yes.
Anatta, begin to have firm confidence, little by little. Nobody can choose the way life will be, next life, or this life at all by conditions, no matter what happened in life. No sorrow, when it's right understanding. But when there's no right understanding, it conditions such very bad situation.
So, of course, thank you very much.
So now, can there be a little more understanding of what is real?
Much more
And we
understanding
go to
right now.
the truth.
Yes.
Have you heard of the 8 worldly conditions?
8.
8 worldly conditions.
Not saja.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So
yes.
just we can summarize them by saying the ups and downs of life,
Yes, of
right?
course.
The good and the bad that happens.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So there can never be any escape from that as long
That's
as
right.
one is in samsara, even for the arahant.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
That the ultimate truth. Yes.
But the difference is that for us, we're so susceptible for them. We're so happy when we have the new car, when we're praised at work,
Yes.
when we're in good health, and so on, when we gain what we want, and then so unhappy when the new car is broken and we lose the job and the family life is disturbed and so on. But for the wise, less and less disturbance, less and less affected. There will still be praise and blame. There will still be ups and downs, but gain and loss, but less and less susceptible.
Yes. So that's what I really want, is that to be neutral, to have neutral feeling toward the blame, even the blame or the encourage.
Just to
It must be,
understand that they're different dhammas, and it's the understanding that's
yes,
important.
of course. Thank you so much. I have another question related to Vipassana.
No way.
Good night.
We had enough discussion today.
Yes, of course. Yes, just because I just want to, because everything happened under a condition, with conditions. Like, what are the conditions to make vipassana to arise? What condition that make it arise?
What is Vipassana?
Yes. He asked me that. Very little understanding about Vipassana, so I try to answer that. Vipassana is a realization of the act. For example, the everything rise and fall, and
What is everything?
everything is Dhamma.
So it's the
Yes,
developed, clear understanding directly of dhammas.
of them.
So what is the point of discussing about dhammas now?
To understand the ultimate truth.
Understand. So it's the beginning of understanding. And how does understanding develop to become Vipassana understanding?
It takes time. It accumulation.
Accumulates.
Yes.
So that's the listening, the considering, the discussing, but it is the understanding about life at this moment. That's why we talked about seeing now, hearing now, because this is life at this moment. Life is just one moment of experiencing, the moment of seeing. No thought about house or careers or family, because seeing just sees what is visible, color, as Tana said, for a moment. This is life, just one moment. So it's the beginning of understanding now about what is real right now that develops. We don't have to think how fast it will develop or when it will develop and what would it be like to have Vipassana understanding.
Of course.
Just be content to consider. And the only way understanding can develop is by understanding more about the realities in life now that are to be understood. That's why we asked, what is touch now? Is it hardness or a cup? It's hardness. So the realities have to be understood as dhammas, not as self or something.
Of course.
For the understanding to develop. on and on, firmer and firmer, more and more directly until it's really clear understanding.
Would you like to share your understanding about Vipassana?
Yes, please.
I used to teach to do meditation for 5 years, and then I teach Vipassana from Nama Rupa Parisetayana until the state. So we learn to be at the state of Nipa. Sorry, was that ท่านอาจารย์เบื่อหน่ายนะคะ Nipitayana. We are all of us at that state without know nothing. No, nothing until I heard the wordท่านอาจารย์ said, what is Dhamma? That's the first time I learned and I studied what Buddha taught, Buddha enlightenment. So I still know nothing. ค่ะท่านอาจารย์ This is all the channel. Thank you, ค่ะท่านอาจารย์
And I think I have a follow-up question from here. I know this is quite a popular topic. It has been raised time and again, and we understand that the most precious understanding is the understand the Dhamma now, Dhamma at the present moment. However, the Vipassana, we understand that now a lot of people are being misled, by going to a quiet place, sitting in the quiet room for 10 days, no phone, no contact, no communication, and all of that. That's what Achaan, Sarah, and John try to, guide us that such a thing without understanding the reality at the present moment. Not clear understand about the pariyatti at the first round, not understand about the satipatthana, and people start to jump to the vipassana. It's very wrong. So my question is that for Arya Pokalo, who really understand strongly understand of the first round of the pariyatti, clearly understand of satipatthana, are those people still, do the vipassana or not? Because some of the Pitaka, there's some contact, mention of those in Pitaka.
But what does it mean to do vipassana? You said do. Still do vipassana?
Yeah, it seemed to be that they sit quietly and not a normal pathojana. Those are the Arya Pokalo, enlightened being. This said, and some of the Arya Pokalo, Chutti,
is the same. Bukala, Bukalo, the same meaning.
Yes. Yeah, Arahat. It's, I don't know whether this is a mislead or not. That's why I just want to clarify
if there's the idea that when understanding is developed at a certain point, one needs to do vipassana, sit quietly, focus on an object. It's all wrong understanding. No one to do anything.
All right.
An Aryan, a highly developed understanding cannot do anything. If there's the idea of sitting quietly, focusing on an object, it can never be vipassana understanding because it's wrong practice,
clear now,
wrong
because,
understanding.
all
The
this
idea of someone doing.
Yes.
The person who has already developed highly
highly developed.
Why would they see the need to do something different that they hadn't been doing
Seem
before?
to jump from the level of the Sattapana Anagami, to someone at the
It's always the same progression.
Yeah.
Just hearing the Dhamma,
Yeah.
considering the Dhamma further and further, deeper and deeper.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
So how it begins is
Mhm.
how it develops
Right.
and is how it continues
Mhm.
right up until final enlightenment.
Mhm.
John, Buddha, after leaving his palace 6 years, what was he doing? Buddha, he left his palace. 6 years he was roaming and he was in the forest.
Right.
What was he doing? 6 years.
I don't remember what he's doing, but
So
The
we
point- the
understood
point-
6
no, let-
years he was meditating.
No,
That is
no.
a concept.
he
Yes.
may have been,
Yeah.
but that wasn't the cause of his enlightenment. The cause of his enlightenment was at the very end when he had the realizations. So we mustn't, just because he spent some time as an ascetic, that doesn't mean that was what brought him to enlightenment.
Did he tell people was the path? He didn't say everyone should develop the highest jhanas or live in a cave. He taught about the understanding of the truth, no matter the circumstances, no matter a king or a slave or a monk or whatever the lifestyle. And if the understanding has developed, no idea of someone doing something. Otherwise, it's not the developed understanding, even the beginning understanding.
Those who point to what the Buddha did and say, that's good enough for me, I'm going to do the same, are completely missing the point because they're not listening to his teaching. His teaching is not to develop jhana or to spend time as a recluse or anything like that. His teaching is the understanding of what is appearing at the present moment. Yeah, that's the theme throughout. If one reads all the suttas, that's the common theme.
I think last words to Ajahn because it's time otherwise, Ajahn.
Say now. Just about Vipassana. Would you like to have Vipassana, Jana? But no understanding. Would you like to have Vipassana, Jana, without any understanding of this moment at all? That is the understanding of what it's meant by Vipassana, Jana. No understanding of this moment. So it cannot be Vipassana.
We'll have one more informal discussion like this tomorrow, Saturday, but on Sunday, no informal discussion because people will be packing, getting ready for the